Dr. White, it's Kristen Hoffman doing my reflection on Chapter 7, School Climate, which couldn't have been a better chapter for me to do a reflection and to present tonight. I feel strongly about what I call are the three C's, which are climate, culture, and consistency, and that's pretty much what I am going to be presenting on tonight. So I'm super excited about that. Um, this was a great chapter to read, just from somebody else's point of view and their intuitions about feeling that something just isn't right in the culture or the climate of the school. And it's hard to really be able to focus on that and change that because it just doesn't come from one person. It has to do with leadership down to the teachers, down to the students, out to the families and the community and the stakeholders. So it is a tough job to do. Definitely a connection between climate and bullying. We, at my school in Virginia Beach, we have two programs. One is PBIS and one is Responsive Classroom. And both of those are a culture building type of programs where we make our students feel more of a community than in a classroom. PBIS is just a positive way, if you don't know already, about being safe, responsible, and respectful. Responsive Classroom goes in a little bit deeper where we talk about certain character traits and how can you improve on those and how can you be kinder, how can you be more of a leader, things of that nature. So I think that is a great way of building the culture and climate within the classroom, which helps a lot with self-esteem, making connections, getting trust with your kids, and building relationships is absolutely key. Number one, half the battle of anything that you do in the classroom. I am famous for being the teacher that always gets the kid who has to be moved from another classroom that they have a bit of a bad relationship with the teacher and the student. And I'm always like, oh man, I always have to get the kids that cause problems. But in a way, I kind of take it as a compliment because I don't know, it's just definitely one of my strengths that I have is to create some kind of culture in my classroom. And really it just starts with building relationships, making them feel valued, making them feel that I respect them and that they are absolutely going to respect me. And talking a little bit more about the bullying, which I will tonight. Bullying is a really hard word to define. And I'll get into more of it tonight, but it says here in the book there is simply no clear or commonly accepted definition. Bullying can be narrowly or widely conceived. Bullying can be overt or subtle. Bullying can be ongoing or one-time event. But it is definitely more of an attitude than it is an act, I believe. The book goes into a little bit about how you can go about changing that. I gave you my examples of PBIS and Responsive Classroom, but in the book it talks about being able to put bullies in somebody else's shoes to show them how it really feels like is very powerful. Discussing the word empathy with them and what it means and how to be sympathetic or empathetic to someone else's feelings. Assigning them positive in tasks in the classroom. People will come in and they'll be like, you have them as your teacher assistant. And I'm like, yep. And they love every minute of it. And they take that job with great pride. Giving them the big brother or sister responsibility, especially when somebody new comes into the school, they definitely take that with pride as well. And being able to do service learning projects is something that they had mentioned in the book as well. Um, it doesn't really go into a whole lot of how to do it. I'm also going to show a couple of videos tonight and something that I've discovered in the past 2 weeks of my self-teaching virtual learning that I think is absolutely amazing. It's called Jostin's Renaissance, and they're short little videos with discussion questions about how to be a better person and all the character traits. Um, so that is about it. That is my update on Chapter 7, School Climate, which is my favorite subject to talk about. And we'll see you tonight. Thanks.